Hi, I'm Jesse Carroll, professional voice actor and coach. And if you're new here, hit the like and subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all things voiceover. Okay, so one of the top questions from new voice actors is, what is the best high-end microphone to get for voiceover? There's a lot of options out there, and if you ask a bunch of different voiceover artists, you're gonna get a bunch of different answers, as the cliche goes. So I'm gonna defer to logic on this one. When you book a job, I mean like a really big job, whether it's like a national commercial or you're narrating a TV show or you're doing video games or animation, most of the time, well, I shouldn't say most because pandemic kind of changed everything. A lot of the time, you're gonna go to a studio. And I'm not talking like a home studio like what we all have at home. I'm talking like a big ass studio with multiple rooms and a lot of high-end gear. They are gonna have one of three mics or all three. They're gonna have either a Sennheiser 416, which is this microphone right here. They're gonna have a Neumann TLM 103 or a Neumann U87. They're gonna have one of those mics or all three. Now, some of them might have some other options or are outliers, but generally speaking, the best studios in the world have those microphones. So it would behoove you to get one of those microphones if you're in the market for a high-end mic. Now, a lot of the time you'll hear people say, well, this voiceover guru said to get the perfect mic for my voice. And I think that's the biggest load of BS I've ever heard. Okay, look, when you book a big job and you go to a studio to record it, they're not gonna tell you to come in a day early and test out all the microphones. Yeah, Jesse's coming in, let's set up like 16 different microphones. Let's see how his voice sounds on it, and then we'll pick which. No, you're gonna get the job, you're gonna go to the studio and you're gonna record it on whatever microphone they decide to use, which is gonna be the U87, most likely, the TLM 103, or the Sennheiser 416. One of those three microphones. They're not gonna try and test them all with your voice. In fact, I myself actually fell prey to that once. There's this voiceover guru that I went to, and I'm not gonna say his name because he had the best of intentions, and he told me that the Sennheiser 416 is the wrong microphone for me, and I needed to record on a different mic. So I trusted him, and I went and got that microphone, and right away I was like, this doesn't sound right at all. But I tried it. I tried it for 3 weeks, and for 3 weeks, nothing. I didn't book a thing. Now, I book daily. I didn't book anything for 3 weeks. And still to this day, it's the worst month that I had last year, the entire year. So I took the microphone back. I said, thank you very much. I went back to using the Sennheiser 416 and everything went back to normal. Started booking again. So the point is, stick to what works. You don't need to use an obscure microphone because some person said that's the right mic for your voice. Use what the big boys are using. Use what you find in $100,000 studios around the world. Again, that is the Sennheiser 416, the U87, or the Neumann TLM 103. So what's the difference between them? Well, I'm not a huge microphone guy. I can't tell you the specs on each single microphone, but I can tell you what this one does. The Sennheiser 416, it is a shotgun microphone, meaning it only picks up the sound directly in front of it. Now, the reason I have this mic is because I live in New York City, and New York City is not known for being a quiet city. There's always noises going on. There's construction across the street, sometimes in my building, and this microphone is great at blocking out background sound. Like, I mean, if you got jackhammers going on, you're screwed. The mic's not gonna help you. But if you have air conditioners going way off in the background, this mic will help a lot. It blocks out a lot of background noise. And actually, like right now, I'm using this microphone in this room. And as you can see, this is a flat wall behind me. Usually that would have a lot of reflections, but because this mic is pointed directly at me, it's not picking up a lot of the reflections. I mean, it would sound better in my booth. This isn't where I record, but it sounds pretty good in here. What do you think? Not bad at all. Now, the Neumann U87, the Neumann TLM 103, those mics are fantastic mics. They're very clear, they are very sensitive, and they have that distinct Neumann sound that everybody knows. I can't explain it, but you'll know it if you heard it. If you heard enough of their mics, it's got like almost like a like a high note to it. I don't know. You can pick up this microphone here for about $1,000. Sometimes cheaper, sometimes more expensive, depending on where you live in the world. You can pick one up secondhand for even cheaper. And the other two mics, the Neumann U87 and the Neumann TLM 103, they use them a lot for video games and animation. I actually record on the U87 for the show that I narrate, Backroad Truckers on History Channel. Shameless plug, shout out. I love those microphones, but I prefer this one. It just works for me in my home studio. If I was in the market to get two, I'd probably get the U87, but the U87 is $4,000. Do you really need to spend $4,000 on a microphone? No, you don't. And the TLM 103 is designed to sound like the U87. It gets you about 80% of the way there. Now, true audiophiles, they can tell the difference between the two microphones. I personally can't. If you had me listen to both the sounds, I don't think I could distinguish it. A lot of people can't. But anybody that owns a U87 will tell you that they can definitely tell the difference. Sure, I don't know. But is the U87 a better mic than the TLM 103? Yes, it is. Is it worth an extra $3,000? I don't know. As I hit the mic, I don't know. So we've got the Sennheiser 416. That'll run you around $1,000. TLM 103 are about the same, around $1,000, $1,100. The U87, $4,000. So I'm gonna tell you right now how to get them all for super cheap. what you're gonna do is you're gonna call up a local music store, and if you live in a big enough city and have an awesome music store, you will be able to rent them. That's right, you can get this microphone, the Sennheiser 416, or the Neumann TLM 103, or the Neumann U87. You can rent them from a music store, oftentimes for less than $100. And why I suggest that is because a lot of people, when they're getting into voiceover, don't have a lot of money yet, but you want to use the best equipment that you can afford, right? So if you can afford to rent, do that, and then buy later once you make all that money in voiceover and just keep upgrading your equipment. So that's my piece. That's the way to do it. That's my thoughts on microphones. And if you disagree with me, I strongly recommend you fight me in the comments. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's talk mics. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hit the like and subscribe button. And if you're new to voiceover or want to know how to get started, check out the description below. I got a link to a free PDF that'll tell you all the equipment you need to get started in voiceover, as well as a couple links if you want to work with me direct and get some coaching. All right, that's it. That's all. See you in the next one.